Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Live on Instagram. Every Wednesday, I will invite one astrologer to join me to discuss current transit and the current event. Well, today it's my pleasure to invite Israel come to join us. And his handle on the Instagram is a Secret Planet. So let me invite Israel first. Hey, I saw you. So okay, let me here it is. Oh, I also see a lot of events coming. Okay, hiya. So how's everyone? And hi, Israel.
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
Hey,
Great to see
very
you.
well. Yeah, so happy to see you too. It was
Likewise.
well just before I log in. I was feeling a little bit cold, so I put jumper on. But when I see you, it's like hey, it's like wow, what's happening?
Coming with the energy.
Well, we need that
Love
kind
it.
of radiance.
Oh,
This type of
yeah,
radiant
yeah.
energy.
Tell me about
Yes.
it. Tell me about it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, well, what's up? What's up? The new thing is currently we just have a Venus join to the Libra.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now that's good. That's good. Um,
Yes.
I've actually been speaking a little bit about that because I feel Venus entering Libra, hopefully with the situation that's going on, especially in the Middle East, I think maybe that could provide maybe some diplomatic peace talks or something, or some kind of a balancing perspective or some kind of negotiation, because we know that Venus in Libra is very good for those kinds of activities.
Yeah.
It's very often said people with Venus in Libra will make very good diplomats. Somebody who came to mind, a president, one of the past presidents who had Venus in Libra was Bill Clinton. He also had Libra rising as well. And, he did quite a bit in terms of trying to settle the negotiations. He did a lot of with Israel and Palestine, with Yasser Arafat, and tried to bring a lot of peace and a bit more stability to that region. I mean, of course, we know that that place is it's very sensitive to bits of conflict here and there. But at least we saw some some light, and I think that Venus in Libra can perhaps maybe provide that, maybe over the course of the next 3 weeks while she's there, we can maybe see some, because I think from about the 11th of November to roughly about the 22nd, Venus is also going to be sextile Mercury.
Oh, perfect.
So there's like a sextile. There's sort of like a degree or two between them here and there because Mercury is moving a bit fast, but they are in sextile with one another for roughly about 10, 11 days. And I think that is an appropriate kind of configuration that can indicate. So I'm coining that peace talks. Mercury being in communication talks, Venus being peace talks. So maybe some kind of peace talks can. But there's some other things I'm sure we're going to be speaking about, which looks a bit fiery.
Well, I 100% agree with you, and also I sincerely hope that would be a peace talk or any kind of a negotiation.
Yes.
I think no matter what, those people, those innocent people, are the one who's suffering the most. And that's what we don't like to see. Well, yes, you were mentioned about something is fiery. That is really worth to discuss about it because Mars. I don't want to but
yeah, you don't want to mention no names, but Mars is in full effect. Yes. Yeah, I think the Mars, and it's a Mars Sun. It's like the Mars and Sun are best of buddies at this time. They are conjunction side by side. I think it's can't remember the date precisely, but I think it's around the maybe around the 14th or 15th or something. I think there is Mars Sun Cassini. I think Mars is going to be Cassini in the heart of the Sun. I think around 14th, 15th. So I think that's going to be quite interesting. But Mars very, very fiery. And then another configuration that what I saw was that the Sun Mars, there's going to be a new moon on the 13th, and the new moon is conjunct Mars, and Mars is also opposing Uranus. So there is this recipe for something to perhaps maybe flare up. So I'm hoping, but something is telling me like we may hear of something. I don't think that's going to be a quiet aspect. By no means. I think we may hear of something flaring up around those particular dates. Maybe it may get a bit extra fiery, extra spicy, especially with Uranus involved, because we have the planet of unpredictability, also with Mars and the planet of energy. I often refer to the Mars Uranus aspects as a bit of it's kind of like a pressure cooker in a way. So it can give that explosive, unpredictable, very erratic, and I feel that we may get something around that time. So I think that is a very, very interesting planetary configuration that is coming up that I think we have to be a bit mindful for. That's the one that I'm keeping my eye out for, with this Mars. And Mars is in Scorpio, is in his own traditional sign. He's quite strong there. He does bring a lot of intensity. He's got very solid, very good energy there. And by him with Mars, because even by traditional standards, Mars is hot and dry, and the Sun is hot and dry. So we got two hot and dry planets, really walking together, and they are participating with each other, and it's like, whoa, what are you two guys doing? So it's like, a lot of action there.
Just trying to burn some house down. That's
exactly.
No, we just plan something, trying to burn something down or something, because it's super hot here.
Definitely.
Definitely. But this I agree with you. This kind of a whole episode, because it's one after another. Sun is approaching the Mars and going to Cassini, and also very soon we have a new moon. But even before that, that's Mars opposite Uranus. Well, we can already feel that intensity, that kind of things are uncontrolled, unpredictable, or maybe like things is out of your control is happening now. So that kind of intensity in our life, and these two planets, not only Sun, Mars, Uranus is irregular. It's irregular. It's like it's kind of. I'm not going to follow you. What do you say? What do you do? I'm just doing it on my way. Which is like very interesting at this moment. The things is not that you can not really planning the things.
It's the thing is with Uranus, when there is Uranus aspects, especially in the opposition, it's very unstable. It's very erratic. It's very unpredictable. And just like what you said, we know Uranus is the planet that's very unconventional. I want to do things my way, in my time, in my method. So Uranus is the kind of planet that can turn everything on its head, very spontaneous in his energies, and can turn everything up, upside down. Somebody saying here, we can't hear your guest. Sound problem? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Hear you.
I mean, if you can hear me, then should be.
Hear me?
Yeah. So sorry about that, Nai. I think I'm being heard by everybody else. Or is it everybody? If everybody can comment if they can hear.
Maybe, but I can hear you. I don't know. Anyone else, give us a response. Could you hear me or Israel? Because let us know, and we can adjust it. Maybe I can take my.
So Pixie Pete is saying. Okay. She's saying, I can hear you. Okay. So yeah. I think we are being heard. Maybe it could be at your end. Could be. Could be. Or could be a network thing. Maybe.
Yeah. So, well, let's continue then, because I can hear you can hear me, and then Pixie can hear both. Let's go ahead.
Yes.
So, but I have a question. What is the best movement, or how could we apply this Sun, Mars, Uranus opposition energy in our life? What we can do is the best thing we can do.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, very good question. I feel because the energy is quite explosive and quite erratic, I think we definitely have to be able to adapt and to be changed at any time. So we have, first and foremost, I would say we need to be flexible as much as possible. I think that may be a little bit difficult because we have to remember that the Sun and Mars are in Scorpio and Uranus is in Taurus, and these are fixed signs. So they're quite fixed. So they have a bit of a stubborn energy to them. But I feel like the energy, the manifestation is going to need for us to be very flexible. And I think we can channel it in very creative and resourceful manner. I think it, from a physical standpoint, it can perhaps maybe be great for those people who go to the gym, who exercise, or who do something very vigorous or something of that nature. For people in the creative industry, I think this can be a very resourceful energy that can be channeled in a creative way, whether it's in music, whether you paint, whether you draw, you make something. I think that can be really, really good. I think this is the energy, it's an opposition. When we're talking about oppositions, we're talking about two planets that may seem like they're opposing each other. So it's about the balance also as well. So I think also as well, we have to be mindful in terms of how we are balancing our energy expression, our assertion, our aggression, and not overdoing it as well, not going to the extreme. We know that with the planet Uranus, there can be elements of going to the extreme, or because of that breaking the boundaries and that need for freedom. So I think we have to be very mindful in terms of how we are utilizing the energy. It's going to be very explosive, but it can be used in a very creative manner, used in a very physical manner, and we can use this to further our endeavors. Also, as well, you see, Mars is a significator for work. I feel this is one of the reasons why he does very well in the sign of Capricorn. He's exalted in Capricorn. So, and he's in his own sign. So I think also this can be a very good working energy. We can put it to work. We can utilize it, and channel that energy into areas where we are working, and it's being resourceful for us in some way. And I think that's why I think we need to avoid conflicts, as much as possible with this particular opposition. Try not to feel like you need to be aggressive at this time, or you want to, you want to go in like head first, and you want to, conquer the place or whatever. I think we have to be very thoughtful. I think also with Uranus also the planet of, he's very creative. He's a genius. So he can allow us to use that Mars in a very genius, genius way, So, and I think that's the way we have to use that energy.
Wow, thank you. That is really interesting, because I think no matter every planet movement, there is its particular unique way to deal with things, and somehow if we can apply it in a in a suitable way, and that is helpful. That's why I think this, like you say, use the creativity, and also don't really jump into that opposite side. I against you, against me. Or like my way or no way, and that is very particular Uranus Mars way. And now it's time to think about that. Maybe we can use a creative way to use it. Well, the next things I want to discuss with you is that we mentioned that Mercury is going to move into the Sagittarius by this Friday, I think. And
yes.
First thing he's bumping into Saturn.
Saturn squared.
Bang, like that.
Yes, I was speaking about that earlier on. Yes, definitely, he's going to move into Sag, and he's going to meet. I mean, and even a few days later, Sun and Mars also will move into Sag. So they're all going to run into Saturn at that early degree of Sagittarius. So I feel here we need to be mindful. I think Saturn, we know, is a planet that concentrates things, tends to slow things down, tends to inhibit, tends to limit. So when Mercury moves into that position, I think he's going to get stopped again in his tracks. He's going very fast, but Saturn is going to stop him and say, hey, young man, where do you think you're going? Stay there.
Exactly.
You know, exactly. Where do you think you're rushing off to? No, stay there. You know, it's like, it reminds me a little bit like, you know, when I was at school, young school, and we're running in the corridor, and the teacher says, hey, slow down. No running in the corridor. You know, slow down. Where do you think you're rushing to? Walk. And I think that's what's going to happen with this Mercury running into Saturn. So I feel that we could experience some delays, some frustration, maybe also around anything connected with telecommunication, transportation. We may see a little bit of a similar kind of manifestation when we experience like the Mercury retrograde a little bit. But I think it will be different. I think, but that is part of, again, so I think during this time, Mercury is to do with how we think, how we communicate. And Saturn is the planet that concentrates things, slows things down. So I think this time it's going to be useful for us to be very mindful how we are communicating, how we are taking in information. It's a great time to perhaps maybe do some research, become more organized, become more structured in your thinking, in your learning, in your ways of communication. Yes, Saturn, Mercury definitely will produce this. Yes, it's a square. It may come a little bit difficult. We may find that out, but we want to get something. But Saturn is saying, be patient, take your time, structured thinking, structured communication, organized thinking. You know, all of these things will be definitely beneficial when Mercury comes to Saturn and yes, gets squared by Saturn. But yeah, so that we may experience a little bit of hiccups around that time, you know, because of that. Yes, so I think that's something to definitely watch out for and to be mindful for.
Yeah, that was very interesting because the Mercury moving into Sagittarius is like a very kind of I think it's a bit excited, like you said, a young person, and very excited about his vision, about what he see and what he hope.
Exactly.
Of the world. I want this happen. I want that happen. Then the Saturn is like slow down.
Slow down. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think what you said there is very profound and very good in terms of, you know, the vision, because yes, Sagittarius has that vision. But I think what could also happen with it running into Saturn like that, Saturn could also make that Mercury say, okay, you have the vision. How can you make it practical? How can you earth it? How can you ground it? How can you make it more structured so that it's more pragmatic, you know, in a sense? Because, yes, Sagittarius does have the vision, but Sagittarius being a fire sign, it can lack maybe some grounding or some practicalities. It can be a little bit scattered. And I think there Saturn is going to say, okay, this vision that you have, how about we make it something tangible and maybe something realistic? Yes.
Yeah. I think it's not only Saturn, it has its nature like being tangible, being practical, but both ruler, like both dispositor, Mercury in Sag and Saturn in Pisces, the most traditional ruler is like Jupiter in Taurus. So I think that is an experience there, say how we want this happen. And but the reality is like this. how are we going to, make it happen according to reality? And that is so important. Well,
Yes.
I want to switch to this new moon next Monday. Ooh, because that new moon is so hot. We already talked about half of that chart because the new moon with Mars opposite Uranus is the whole theme. Do you think this new moon conjunct Mars opposite that Uranus is going to amplify or make this Mars Uranus opposite last a little bit longer? The impact will last a little bit longer.
Yes, definitely. I think those degrees where that is taking place, it's going to become more sensitive, more heightened, more active. If you want to say yes, most definitely, I think it's going to make it more active. And there's also something that's quite interesting. I've been looking again at charts of countries, and around that degree, it sets off. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's something with that around that degree. It's close to, I think it's China's midheaven. I'm not too sure, or something. There's something around that, and it also picks up. It's connected with Biden's chart also as well, because he's a Scorpio. He's got his birthday coming up, so he's got planets around that degree. Also as well, the state of Israel. The state of Israel, it's a Taurus sun, so it's going to be opposite also as well. I believe like planets for the state of Israel. As a matter of fact, that around that degree, it's close to the second house cusp for the state of Israel also as well. Around that degree. So there's so many different things that degree it's sensitive to in regards to what's going on in the world. Vladimir Putin, Scorpio rising. He's got stuff around, so all it seems to be picking up little places in people's charts, significant countries that are, so it's like, what's happening here?
Agree. Yes. I just checked Biden's chart is on his Mercury, and the Mercury is MC ruler. And why you mentioned about China, I think that is very, very close to China's MC, because I just checked the chart. And that day, I just I wish I can turn on this chart. And, and then also Israel. Yes, exactly, because they're right opposite Israel's sun, but also Palestine. Because Palestinians' sun, one of the chart, I think it's Taurus chart, has a 21-degree Taurus.
That's right. That's correct. Yes, correct. So it's picking up all of this, and Uranus is on that 21 degree right now. Mars is going to oppose it. The new moon is happening around that. And we're talking about a new moon. We're talking about a new energy. We're talking about energy which is bringing something like a new life, a new cycle in some kind of way. So I think that's going to be quite important in this, and I think it's definitely going to set something off in and around with these people or that country. I don't think this new moon is going to be a quiet one, not at all. Not with Mars opposite Uranus. No way, no way. We're going to hear something. Yeah.
I want to correct myself, because I just when I say with the Palestine chart, this one the one of the chart is on the 15th November 1988. So the sun is 22 degree Scorpio, rather than I say
Scorpio. But it's still on that axis. It's still that as a matter of fact, that's the degree where Mars is going to be on that new moon on 22 degrees. So it's like, whoa.
And I think on that day, the moment of new moon, this new moon Mars, Sun, Moon, Mars is right on that area. I mean, the Peninsula, Sinai, and also Gaza area, right on the MC.
Right.
Is right on the IC. So if you check the Astro map, you will see the line. Boom.
Right.
Hot spot.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I really hope.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping and praying that nothing too drastic happens around that time, because we know that tensions are already there, and with something like this, it could be the camel that breaks the camel's back, and booyah, we get this eruption of conflict and war, and things really get heated up. So I'm actually I've been saying that I think that is we're going to get a peak of something happening around that time.
Yeah, definitely, 100% agree with you. But in our everyday life, like what you just said, we can use this energy in a very creative way.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, most definitely. I feel provide as on an individual level, if we can take this energy, we know that this energy is we can harness it, we can channel it into in a creative manner that really benefits us, and not just benefit us, it benefits other people also as well. Because Mars is also connected, Mars is also the planet of motivation. He's connected, he's kind of somewhat connected to our work and our, I think this is one of the also interpretations as to why Mars has his joy in the 6th house, which is the house of work, where it puts him to work, it gets him to fight for something, to do for something. So I think we can use this powerful Martian energy to do something, to perhaps maybe even achieve our goals. So I also encourage people, maybe if you've had some projects that you were doing that you thought it was difficult and you left it to the side, here is a time you've got huge amount of energy, channel it into that project, channel it into that enterprise, because you are more likely going to get it done, because there's so much resourceful energy and explosive energy around at that particular time. So yeah.
100% agree with you. The way you describe how to harness, how to use this energy, just remind me a very interesting way. I think Howard supporters describe Uranus about breaking through or break down. So if we can apply this energy, if you have a task, if you have a challenge, you can really apply this energy to breaking through, have some breakthrough. But I think there's another way. So when I remember about breakdown, I just thinking, oh, that's another way. It's like people just feel like, no, I don't want to do this.
Right.
It's just
exactly.
The pressures will be like will be keep pushing until you break down.
Exactly. So I think we can use it as a breakthrough, to make a breakthrough, something, create something, invent something, break through something that allows us to, if we look at Uranus, being that he's the next planet after Saturn, and Saturn represents boundaries, Uranus can be that symbology of breaking through into a whole different realm, a whole different world, a whole different level. And there we get the sense of freedom also as well. So I think we can use this aspect in a very, very positive way. I feel also, even collectively, I feel this energy will manifest in a very positive way. But of course, there is more than likely people who may use it unconsciously, and it may come out in a negative way. And that is where the focus is going to be, or that's what's going to capture the news, or that's what's going to be the headlines. Whereas there's going to be people somewhere in the world that are using it also for extremely positive means as well.
I think one thing you mentioned about, if we are aware about it and we can apply it. If we are not aware, but we maybe let it carry us and say, you know what, I don't want to see you anymore. The cutaway about the Mars and Uranus is okay, you are very different from me. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Maybe I already see a lot of people doing this because oh, you support them. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Oh, you support them.
Exactly.
Oh my God, this kind of Mars have we cut enough? The Mars is pretty interesting. And eventually, when this aspect finishes, we probably end up have no friends.
Exactly. That's why we're loners.
Indeed. Well, I mean, it's so nice to chat to you, and
I just wanted to also say something because, not to take so much of time, but after that, after the new moon and the opposition with Uranus, yes, I think something will spark out. But if you shift the chart a few days after that, there is a nice trine with the Sun, Mars, and Neptune. And I think this may be a good healing or compassion or empathy. So I think whatever, even if it may happen negatively or loudly, happens with that Mars-Uranus opposition on the new moon, I think just a few days later is where perhaps maybe the world might start saying, come on, let's the compassion, and there may be an opportunity for healing, and and I feel that may come up. So I feel there's something that I'm a bit weary about, but I feel there's also a sense of hope and something like at the end of the tunnel as well. Yeah.
Lovely say. Because I think it's not just our job is not just to scare people off.
Of course, yes, of course. But I think we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic as astrologers when we do see something that we know that it's quite heavy, it's a bit challenging, it's difficult. Yes, I mean, say it, that this is not an easy energy. Let's not sugarcoat it. We say, okay, it doesn't mean it has to be negative, but it is a bit of a heavy, or it's a difficult or a challenging kind of energy. And I think that way we are in a better position to make better choices and to handle the energy again better as well. But yes, of course, we don't want to give a doom and gloom, at the same time.
But that Neptune give us some hope there. Just like we have time to heal, and we have time to realize, our dream, and this is lovely. So, well, thank you. But tell us again, because I noticed you run your video, your read daily. But is there like the particular day you have like interaction with people, or?
Well, on Wednesdays, I have like a podcast, and I upload every Wednesday and every Sunday. So you can find me. I'm actually live also on the Instagram on Wednesdays at 12:30. So if people want to see me every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. UK time, I do my live podcast, and I do it live on Instagram and also YouTube also as well. It's known as the Lunar Lounge Podcast, so people can but other than that, I just try and post as much as possible, maybe daily, or say something, and
I mean, one of the astrologer I respect, who do the work daily, who post the read every day. I was just like, I try for 2 weeks, and I was
It's not easy. It's very tiring. I'm telling you, it's like having a full-time job. It's like
but I so respect you, because when I try to do, I saw you and one of my new friend, Ken, and he also do the daily. I was just like, I was illusion. You guys do that every day, so I just.
But I'm sure you post every day. I'm sure you post every day as well, or do you not? Because nearly every time I come online, I see one of your videos, and I'm like, he's at it again. So I thought you were doing every day as well.
I try, but I think I'm thinking about not doing that now because it's so exhausting. It's so
it is. It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's lovely.
is.
It's lovely. I think this kind of energy inspire me and inspire all
yes,
our other colleagues to
exactly.
carry on because spread the
exactly.
out. Yeah, so thank you for to join us. Well,
no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, few things I want to say. First is this Friday, and I really next time I should invite you to join us because every month we have a second Friday we talk about mundane astrology, and so this Friday we are going to focus on Palestine and Israel situation, and we will have Liz Hathaway join us, Louisa Scott join us, and Liam McCarthy, and Nando from Brazil, and Mark from Scotland going to join us. So we have so many people going to.
So many people. Yeah, I would have to join you one day. Definitely,
definitely. They already sent me a 1,000 charts.
Charts, yeah.
They want to talk. Oh my God. So, if you are interested in mundane astrology, if you guys are into the, Palestine current situation,
definitely.
Yeah, please join me on the Friday evening.
What time is it going to be?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. UK time on the YouTube, not here, on YouTube. On YouTube. UK one. Yeah,
right. Okay.
On YouTube.
Okay.
So we will have a mundane astrology discussion, and then I think next week we will have a Monday to come to Astro Live to talk about transit. I bet she can talk about again. I mean, that Mars Uranus will definitely. We will not.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's a big one. That's the big talk.
Yeah. Thank you, Israel. So happy to chat to you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure coming.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.